Hello, everybody. How's it going? I had some extra... I initially thought I wasn't going to have time today, so I pushed out the beginning time of when I was planning on streaming, which then resulted in me having a bunch of time, and I had everything ready. So then I was just literally all ready to go, just sitting here like... I don't know what I'm waiting for. Hello, Derek, Lizzie Babs, Slips, hello. And as always, Sonic, good to see you. I mean, I literally have even teleprompters ready, audio recordings ready, slideshows ready. We got it all. Let's see, what is this? I don't even know what I call that. The background we have today is, I've recorded this maybe an hour ago. It's just a live, I think it's like a 6-minute loop of just the outside of Karazhan. You can sometimes occasionally see people running about. You can see right there in the lower left-hand corner, there's like someone on a warlock mount. So it actually was recorded live. I kind of feel like I could just put a picture there and it would do the same thing, but somehow I feel like having a live video plays kind of a little bit cuter. Hello, Technomad. Ricardin, hello. Ricardin, I know you're really excited for April 4th. I assume you're going to at least try out the South American server. Is I'm pretty sure you speak Spanish? And I almost guarantee I saw in one of my YouTube videos, I think I saw you like popping off about it, so I know you're excited. Also, I think I saw... Oh, we can get to it later. I have everything set up for recording the news. We're gonna do that first. But a couple things on the agenda today. I want to get to the bottom. This is an interaction I had in theory crafting. Very knowledgeable people that I trust. Some of them developers, some of them not developers for the team, but people who develop add-ons and are very knowledgeable about the mechanics of vanilla WoW. No one seems to know exactly how boss spell resistance, boss spell penetration works. I don't... This game is 20 years old. Like, how is this not, like, set in stone? The documentation on it is very confounding and confusing. If you play a spellcaster in a raid, you might have bumped into this. But, we'll get into that later. Also, we might get to see the next changelog come out, because it's Tuesday. So if that comes out, let me know. Also, big congratulations to everyone all around. I managed to actually hit the go live button, so YouTube gets to see this today when I do it live. Unlike last week where I just didn't hit the button. So we're firing on all cylinders here. Ricardin, don't be a baddie. I'm excited for you though. We're not. Well, first, hello, Drew. Today we're gonna start off with the recording from the news. So I'm going to be doing my live news reading, teleprompter and everything's ready. After that, we could chat about a couple things. I'm interested to maybe see about getting some arcane essence. I think I still need some on Obamsawin. Or possibly Shibiji. I'll get into that later too, but... That's true, Sonic. Swivzer, it's thriving. It's doing well. Let's see. I think I still need another 10 or so. So I don't know, maybe we can get together like a Black Morass group. We could also do some farming in Dire Mall West. I'm up for anything, but we'll get to that after. So if you've been by my Turtle WoW News live streams, I start off by doing like a reading of the news. I'm not going to react to chat, like maybe between segments if something kind of goes wrong. Like I'll chat to you guys for a couple seconds, because I take that recording and then I chop it up, edit it down, and then make the news videos you guys probably see in the YouTube feed. That's a lot more accessible for people, and I don't blame people for wanting to get the news without me chatting for like an hour about random stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Switzer. Appreciate that. Rao Kangrain? Well, we'll get into this later. The recording should take 20-25 minutes, maybe. Depends on how good I read. Let me get back up the slideshow. If you want to, guys, you can say hi YouTube in chat. I'll start the recording soon. Three, two, one, and Mark. Okay, good. I got a nice solid waveform there. All right. Welcome to the weekly live broadcast of the Turtle WoW News with Vrograg. I'm your news anchor orc, Vrograg Fishflayer, here to bring you all the top server news for the week of March 25th, 2025. I'm the orc, and here's the news. Right now, the Turtle WoW community is awaiting the much anticipated Upper Tower of Karazhan patch set to be released on April 3rd. This has largely left much of the team scrambling during the remaining days to get everything in order before the new patch. So, while much of what the developers have been up to is understood, one part of the Turtle team has been stepping up their game in a major way: the radio team. If you're listening to this on the radio, which you're not, you're watching it, but if you have listened to the radio, you probably already know. But there are some new developments you may not be aware of. First, there are several new shows being aired on the radio. You have your normal staples like lore scroll readings. You also have Living in the Past, Under the Shell, and Turtle WoW News with yours truly. They're continuing regular production. The musical playlist is starting to get regular updates, however, and it has really livened up the vibes. There are a few new shows that have started airing in the last month or so as well. Every other Wednesday at 2300 server time, a live broadcast goes out from the likes of DJ Nosferos with the Pilgrim of the Signal program. It features industrial darkwave music and stories from all over Turtle WoW. Joining the lineup of live DJ shows is Tavern Talks with Shiel, who plays a variety of folk metal, punk, and EDM, along with lighthearted stories to help you unwind while playing. The show is scheduled to air every third Wednesday of the month at 1300 server time. Just this last week, the most recent new show to join the radio lineup aired, Pardon the Pummel, where YouTuber Nixium and yours truly engage in some lively back and forth, speaking about current affairs in the WoW landscape. Expect new monthly broadcasts of the show as we delve deeper into what it truly means to love old school WoW. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably a little frustrated. Live programming is hard to catch. Pre-recorded shows like this one don't have a set schedule. Live DJ shows come and go, and even the pre-recorded shows can be hard to catch. However, keep in mind there are a number of ways to catch these unique broadcasts. Many of the staple shows are eventually uploaded to the Everlook Radio YouTube channel. But there are even some other exciting new ways to catch things live you may not even be aware of. Currently, Turtle WoW Radio is available through the main Turtle WoW webpage, and you no longer need to be signed in to listen. If you look to the future, there are even more developments for the radio as well. First, I have it on good authority that Turtle WoW is officially in the process of getting a license to legitimately conduct public internet radio broadcasts. And not only that, but also in development is an actual Android application to listen to the radio from any mobile device without needing to navigate through your browser to listen in. So spread the word. Turtle WoW Radio is unique and a special facet of our community. It's free and freely shared, even for people outside of the community. There are many talented people, not like me, but they exist, who contribute to the radio and deserve recognition for the work they do to bring something special to this little corner of the internet. In other news errata, while the developers are busy at work with the final touches on the patch, I would be remiss if I didn't mention a peculiar video sent out by the Turtle team this last week on the official Twitter account. With a surprising amount of production value, a video was posted which said, "Hey, at Warcraft, we've made the perfect soundtrack for your player housing." Those keeping up with retail WoW might be aware that they recently announced measures to introduce player housing. Turtle WoW's response, evidently, was a 3.5-minute long musical mix of a classic WoW track in the style of The Sims music and a video showing a human cabin being decorated and used like it was also part of the Sims game. I don't think I will ever truly understand what is going on in the minds of the Turtle team, other than knowing that some of them must certainly enjoy The Sims. Was it meant as a high-effort troll, or genuine appreciation for player housing finally in official WoW? Either way, I think developer crunch might be getting to them, if this is any side of insanity. So, for strange posts like this, as well as teasers for new content and announcements, always stay plugged in to official Turtle WoW social media. That is all the time we have for top news this week. Next up, we have Market Watch. The teleprompter was like slightly too slow. It was like driving me nuts. I need like your speed just like a smidge up. That might be too quick. Nope, not that. Nope, not that. We'll see. I'm gonna have to test this. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. You guys can't see it because it's a teleprompter. Oh, see you, Dave. Thanks for dropping by. And Lizzie Babs, I don't think it's posted yet. I've been bothering. So Dan from the radio team is the person who gets all that situated. He hasn't said when it's going to be up. I don't know. Okay. All right, we're going to jump over to Market Watch. I am done with this part of the slideshow. Welcome to Market Watch for this week. I'm your market analyst, Vrograg Fish Slayer. All our data is gathered from numbers provided by WoWauctions.net, the industry leader in auction house. You know what? I had to speed it up again. I'm catching it. It's driving me nuts. All right. I just read quicker than that, you know? All right, take two. It'll be easy for me to do this. Trust me. Welcome to Market Watch for this week. I'm your market analyst, Vrograg Fish Slayer. All our data is gathered from numbers provided by WoWauctions.net, the industry leader in auction house reports. I throw it all together to make indexes of the various market sectors, as well as the S&P 200, an index of the 200 biggest and most influential commodities in the economy. So, let's get to the markets. Over on Telebim, both the Alliance and Horde markets came down in value this week. The Alliance lost 16% to 4 gold 71, while the Horde fell only 3% to 5 gold 83. The Horde market is back to keeping around a 1 gold value lead over the Alliance market. And despite the recent losses, both markets seem to be gaining steam going into April over the last month. The Nordinar S&B this week gained a lot of steam in anticipation for the Kara 40 patch, up 9% to 8 gold 53. Over the last month, the index has been steadily gaining upward momentum, trend lines showing 11% growth expected based off last month's data alone. 2 weeks ago, I mentioned in passing that it looked like herbalism markets on Nordinar had finally flattened out after nearly a year of losing value. So, how is herbalism doing recently across the servers? Surprisingly, the markets for herbalism on Telebim are relatively more stable than Nordinar in the last month. The Alliance herbalists have been trending flat around the 90 silver mark, while the Horde are doing likewise, though with a bit more volatility. Looking at Nordinar, however, just for this last month, herbalists have actually been seeing a noticeable price increase, up 8% to 1 gold 96. However, putting this increase in the context of last year does show that it might take a while for Nordinar herbalists to regain their former riches. Arcane essences have been in the crosshairs of a lot of speculation for their usage in arcane resistance gear, which both Nordinar and Telebim will need. On the PvP server, the Alliance has seen a big jump in price on the 14th, but it has since mellowed out to around the 14 gold per essence price point. The Horde on Telebim pretty much followed suit with a similar jump in price on the 14th and mediation of price to just under 16 gold. On Nordinar, however, the price jumped up. That's not the right slide. I think I'm missing a slide. Oh no. Well, that's what I get for thinking I had everything all tidy. What happened here? Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. Okay. Which, that kind of sucks because I'm gonna have to redo it all. So one of those slides was back over... That's okay. Okay, so... Alright, so I went right from... Okay, I see where I'm at. All right, let me get some water. So yeah, so what happened, if anyone's at all curious, I have all my slides marked by their placement. And one I was reusing from 2 weeks ago, and I just forgot to relabel it. So when I went to go make my slides, I just missed it entirely. So that's why everything was off by one slide. You might have noticed. So I will pick up Two weeks ago, I mentioned in passing that it looked like the herbalism market on Northernar had finally flattened out after nearly a year of losing value. So how is herbalism doing across the servers? And I wasn't clicked on the slideshow. I think this happened last week that I struggled during Market Watch. I don't know why. Two weeks ago, I mentioned in passing that it looked like the herbalism market on Northernar had finally flattened out after nearly a year of losing value. So, how is herbalism doing recently across the servers? Surprisingly, the markets for herbalism on Telebim are relatively more stable than Northernar in the last month. The Alliance herbalists have been trending flat around the 90 silver mark, while the Horde are doing likewise, though with a little bit more volatility. Looking at Northernar, however, this last month, herbalists have been actually seeing a noticeable price increase, up 8% to 1 gold 96. However, putting this in the context of last year does show that while it might take a while for Northernar herbalists to regain their former riches. Arcane essences have been in the crosshairs of a lot of speculation for their usage in arcane resistance gear, with both Northernar and Telebim will need. On the PvP server, the Alliance saw a big jump in price on the 14th, but it has since mellowed out to around 14 gold per essence. The Horde on Telebim pretty much followed suit with a similar jump in price on the 14th and mediation of price to just under 16 gold. On Northernar, however, I'm still missing a slide. What is going on? Where is that slide? Alright, at least there I know where I'm missing the slide. There it is. There it is, you little scallywag. Nope, that... This one's not formatted correctly. How's that look? Okay, that'll suffice. I'm gonna have to do so much editing just for Market Watch. On Nordinar, however, the price jumped around the 14th, but it is showing no signs of slowing down, now at 18 gold per essence. This could be the first warning signs of a runaway price on Nordinar, so buyers make sure to beware. Before we wrap up Market Watch, we'll take a look over at shell coins to see how they've been doing on the servers. Nordinar shell coin remained flat, trading at 23 gold 97, and in the last 30 days is up less than 1%. Telebim shell coin gained 10 silver this week, closing at 10 gold 98, and on the month is up 5%. I'll always advise against buying into the shell game of shell coin, but I suppose nothing risked is nothing gained. That is all I have for Market Watch this week. I hope you found some of the information here useful. Make sure to use wowauctions.net for all of your own market research. Remember to keep an eye on your coin, otherwise someone else will for you. Now, let's check out the community bulletin. Okay, let's hope that the community bulletin slideshow isn't like half as cursed as that was. It's also shorter, so that's just gonna be the case. All right. You know what? I stopped the mistake before it happened. Here is this week's community bulletin, a posting and celebration of player-made events and going-ons in your Turtle community. Let's see what the players have been up to. A quick update on the leading hardcore raiding scene from the likes of Hard Chores. News came in this week that the guild, which has suffered a bit of a stopping point in their AQ40 progression from a lack of sufficiently geared warlock tanks to engage with the Twin Emperors encounter. Rather than dwell on this perceived setback, the mortal-only raid team chose to try their luck in Naxxramas of all places. The team took down Noth the Plaguebringer, which is one of the easier bosses to complete in the Dread Citadel. It would seem right now that the team might try and cherry-pick a few bosses in Naxxramas, but remain dedicated to focusing on AQ40 once their Warlock roster and gearing is suitable once more. Congratulations to them on their first Tier 3 victory, and best of luck in their future endeavors. Over in the roleplay world, I received word that the Night Song Sentinels recently came across a corrupted ancient by the name of Old Apple Branch, trying to enter Ashenvale from Felwood. Evidently, the old walking tree was confused and lost due to unknowingly being subject to the corruption in Felwood. But Captain Sedalia Blade Whisper was able to talk down the hulking spirit and help them rest once more. Afterwards, the Sentinels did some work to cleanse the surrounding Iron Branch glade, and the apples from the Ancient, which are to one day become treants, are now cleansed as well. Well done, Sentinels. This coming week, there are all kinds of roleplay activities available from the likes of Lion Pride Legion and the Anvil Breakers, and many more who will be posting throughout the week, so remember to keep an eye on the event channel. One final note for RP postings, this Saturday the 29th will be the monthly Turtle WoW Fair. This month it will be hosted over in the northern reaches of the Echo Isles. The Turtle Fair is a perfect place for new role players and veterans to congregate. All are welcome and can expect live performances, games, storytelling, concessions, and more. If you're interested in the shindig, it starts at 3 p.m. server time, and summons will be available. That's all we have for this week's Community Bulletin. As always, keep an eye out on the event channel to keep on top of any fun and exciting new events happening in your community. Now, let's take a look at the changelog roundup for this week. All right, here we go. Final stretch. We have 2 changelogs to skim through, one for the development on Turtle 2.0 and Unreal Azeroth, and then we'll switch over to the normal weekly live server changelog for the week. First, let's see how Unreal Azeroth is coming along with this week's changelog roundup. This week's Unreal Azeroth changelog had a lot of text and a handful of changes, so the development train pushes forward. I went ahead to ask for some clarification and, as usual, learned a good deal so I can bring all that information to you. The log I received had a long preamble about what the Unreal Azeroth team is calling Glue XML. My understanding about this is that it is the primary user interface for selecting characters, realms, and the login screen. For now, Scenarios tells me much of what is there is in vanilla is plain to stay, including the 20+ years old opening cinematics, which are surprisingly tricky to work with as it turns out. Furthermore, there is word that the login will have a 2-factor authentication system baked in, which is always nice in the legally gray area that private servers live in. This week, there were 2 notes about what are called transports. Roughly translated from developer speak, these are things like elevators when referenced as local, and world transports when referenced are things like trams and zeppelins. Also getting some work were text renderings and what are known as UI input events. You might take such normalized features as hitting the enter button when logging in for granted, but even something as simple as this needs to be coded into the system. Before we move on, I wanted to mention that there is a project in the works to get a more full picture of the development landscape of Turtle 2.0. I appreciate viewers' patience with only getting a piece of the larger puzzle when trying to understand the larger picture at work. I'll be sure to keep everyone appraised about any news in this regard, and with any luck, we'll be able to see for ourselves what is already done and what still needs to be worked on, so we can all recognize Unreal Azeroth team's efforts so far. Alright, that's all for this week's check-in with the Unreal Azeroth team. Now let's go over to new changes coming to the live server. This week we'll be looking at the changelog from March 17th, which had just 10 changes, likely due in part to the team being focused right now on getting the patch to release on time and bug-free. So, let's check out what's new in the game. Warlocks were happy to get confirmation from their more tolerant allies that their demons would no longer be subject to scaling raid rules. In the past, priests from both Horde and Alliance would beg aid from the Light to ensure that they would still have a chance of victory even if they didn't have a full 40-person raiding party. The Light, which recognizes the Horde and Alliance in a non-denominational way, would use its power to weaken raid bosses to be proportional, or scale, with the number of raiders brought to bear under 40 people. However, the Light doesn't enjoy working with demons, and as such, categorized warlocks' greater demons as enemies, despite them working towards a common enemy. This amounted to those greater demons hitting a lot less hard in the sub 40 person raids. However, after some slick oratory and a little bit of begging, Agents of the Light recognized the greater threat that some raid bosses bear to life in Azeroth and have lifted this restriction on greater demons. A comical error recently was corrected from the likes of the various fashion vendors around Azeroth. Recently, a set of see-through clothing for the chest, leg, and wrist slots was released to the public to help better customize player transmog appearances and aid in Little Karen's crusade for nudity. However, due to the fact that the items were so see-through, it seemed that they forgot to also be bind-on pickup for those that purchased them. Fashionistas reached out to various mage organizations to help them invisibly mark the sheer fabric so that it could be tracked. The clothing itself is quite expensive to make, and players were just passing around the nearly invisible items to fill out their transmog collection, which left the fashionistas out a good deal of gold. Furthermore, the weaves of invisibility magic that also had an unintended side effect of hiding players' underwear, which has since been rectified after a good deal of public embarrassment. For now, the vanishing underwear has been reversed and items should be bind-on pickup as originally intended. And finally, a complaint was heard before the multi-denomination Mage Council in regards to arcane missiles and icicles. These two spells stand apart from most of the mage offensive arsenal as single-target channeled spells, rather than a casted spell. However, some particularly observant mages noticed that when trying to cast either of these channeled spells on an opponent that moved out of range, it would still activate their global cooldown as if they had successfully began the channel. As it turns out, the process of speaking the verbal component of the spell was enough to start the global cooldown, but this would happen before the spell checked for range. To correct the matter, mages have been instructed to commit to the somatic component of the channeled spell first before speaking any words of power, and since the problem has abated. That completes the changelog brief for last week. This week's changelog may be out soon, so make sure to check it out so you can keep on top of all the latest adjustments coming to Turtle WoW. That's all the time we have for today's broadcast. I've been Vrograg Fishlayer. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, make sure to subscribe and like the video. I air these live broadcasts on Tuesdays, 4:30 p.m. EST, so if you'd like to watch as the news is made, be sure to drop by. Until next time, be good to one another and stay informed, because the deadliest weapon is knowledge. And that's a wrap. Just give me a second. I need to readjust my camera. Be right back. I'll be here. Don't worry. I have such a ghetto setup. Sorry, I'm just getting this exported to the correct spot. Oh, excuse me. So we had a lot of news there. I don't think there was a lot of new news. If you kind of catch my drift, there wasn't like a ton there. I'm going to be honest, this always happens every time before a big patch drop. Team gets real quiet. They get a lot less chirpy because they're busy working on stuff. That's how it always works. But if anyone has any questions about any of that stuff, make sure to let me know. Once I get this saved, I'll be looking at chat again. Go to there. Narration. Export. Non-news, news is still. I mean, so, Blessed, I don't know how much you know about the actual, like, rules, ethics, and guidelines for journalism, but one of the guidelines is that you should always be making news based on a couple criteria. Where'd the cover for this go? Okay, I guess you're just gone. One of the criteria is, how does it factor into your audience's life, right? And those, you kind of rule that criteria by a couple things, and one of them is like, how recent is it? How much does it affect people? That kind of stuff. So, I mean, I could talk about an obscure news story, but I'm also trying to follow like basic news guidelines where I'm trying to report on things that are new, people might not know about, and are impactful. I'm going to have to get another hard drive because I don't know what I'm going to do if this hard drive fails. Narration. Yeah, I'll leave that up for now. Blessed, if I'm being honest, and, you know, if I wanted to absolutely just dumpster all my ethics and just be more wildly popular, I probably could. I would become more akin to like a drama YouTuber. I don't think highly about it. If that's your bread, go get it. I'm not gonna hate, but I'm ethically against it, and I'm like a little morally against it. I understand why people enjoy that. I'm not here to yuck your yum. Is probably the best way of saying it. Don't you think the balance patch should already be out? So the thing is that Kenzo, you're right. There is a balance patch, right? That they've lorded over us. But remember let's see, on my calendar. Let me check the calendar. How does this work? So the 5th is on a Saturday. I would expect the class adjustment patch to come out on next week, which would be the 1st. So you're right. And the indications we've had from at least Acalix and some other team members is that the only remaining class adjustment stuff they have to do is presumptively pretty minor. I don't think they're like suddenly going to give one class like an ability they've never had or make gigantic adjustments. Thank you, Blessed. All right. Sorry, what did I miss here? Yes, little Karen is absolutely the goat of being naked, pretty much. And I see also Lizzie Babs was fully explaining the intricacies of how to become a nude gnome. Isn't it releasing on the 3rd? Did I just mentally say the Sometimes I do that to myself. Hold on. Yes, it is releasing on the 3rd. Yes, you're correct. In my brain, I just imagined it was the 5th. I don't know why I did that. It's probably wishful thinking. I would like to cover like World's First, you know, if it's going to happen on that day. Oh, yeah, Blade, that's true. I think Blackwing Guard is doing the 5th. I forgot. Yep, that's true. That's true. I mean, Kenzo, you're not wrong. I was trying to puzzle over how exactly spell resistance and spell penetration works. So I wonder if I can, like, what's a good way of explaining this? So the thing that's confusing, first off, I think for everyone, is that it's a little nebulous just because if you're in a raid scenario, you're dealing on bosses with mobs that have 3 levels above you. So they get an inherent amount. This is what I now understand, but over the years, I've literally heard so many different things, but the math, I believe, is supposed to, that's in vanilla. I don't have access to the code to know if that's how it works here, but the way it's supposed to work is that for each level that a player or a mob is above you, they get 7.5 or 8 spell resistance that no amount of spell penetration a character has can mitigate. That is just always going to be there. Which amounts to about 23 or 24 spell resistance that you cannot get through. Now, here's where it gets confusing. Almost every single boss in the game has 15 spell resistance, in addition to the amount that they have that you cannot get through. So if you have add-ons that will show you spell resistance, you'll see 15 on every boss. In your brain, you might start thinking, oh, everyone has 15. That's not the case. They have 15 that you can mitigate with spell penetration, and then they have spell resistance that you cannot mitigate. Why is the system this way? I don't know. They took weapon skill and made it like linear and very easy to understand. Spell resistance and spell penetration is still the most arcane and strange thing to understand. I know for a plurality of casters, this isn't a big deal. Why? Because you probably have a warlock who puts a curse on and you don't have to think about it. Congratulations. However, if you play an elemental shaman, you're thinking about it because you only have really nature damage to do. Now, so you got to kind of have at least enough spell penetration to get around that 24, which it's not like it's hurt my DPS, but I am in a position where I've been doing elemental shaman at such a high level that I have people asking me questions. I'm trying to advise people, and I don't really know how spell penetration works. That's not a good position to be in. Holy reflector when? I think we should have a holy reflector. If you have a shadow, I mean, why not have a holy reflector? Also, I don't think they can do holy resistance. I think isn't even like baked into the game. Holy damage is, you can have, there are holy protection potions, but yeah. Thanks, Cinex. Not a D&D player detected? I mean, I'm not real. I'm a Pathfinder player, Repkangren. I used to play D&D once upon a time, but then Wizards of the Coast burned me. Yeah, Holy is weird, but here's the thing, Lizzie Babs. I want to say, oh, maybe that's not the case. Maybe someone could test and tell me. I think Holy damage spells can't be reflected. I could be wrong. Someone could test with the Zan's Sheen really quickly, but I don't know. And I thought that had to do with the fact that there is no resist table for Holy. I mean, I feel like colloquially I've heard about holy damage things being reflected, but I'm not sure. So Sheen does work on holy damage effects. If that's the case, and it doesn't need a resistance table, then yeah, I think there should be a holy reflector. I think that'd be cool. All right, Loch Ness is saying I've had my holier spells reflected on me in wetlands. And by the way, I'm not really saying this as much of, like most people know I like Horde. I have a good time playing Horde. This isn't a paladin hate thing. This is because those smite priests are dangerous. If anyone's fought one in PvP, which I have because I've dueled Murog, and I just got slapped. I was like, oh. I guess that's a thing. And remember, they as a disciplined priest, they could do, like, they don't have all the defensive capabilities of a shadow priest, right? Because they're taking full damage. I think shadow aura gives them like some flat damage mitigation, but they can still do things that are discipline. Like shadow word pain, they can still throw that out. In a PvP scenario, that sucks. Especially if you're a rogue. I'm sorry. I know the warlocks have been going through it. Oh yeah, Blade, I remember that. Was that I'm not gonna say who it was. I think I knew who it was. Fun fact about Enlighten. I have to bug the devs again about this. Shamans specifically have those shields, right? And you have water shield. If you get damage from Enlighten, I feel like it should pop one of your little water bubbles, no? Oh, that's cool. I mean, yes. Haxor's a hero. I love Haxor. I know my wife killed him. But, I mean, listen, it's not hard to look at your debuffs and buffs and be like, what's that? I've never seen that. That's another proof team kind of pump player way too much and should be nerfing them all. I'm for that. I'm for that. But it's a big... I know they did like a little bit of like... They did like a one pass of just like buffing a bunch of mobs. I don't... Kenzo... You say that, but think about that. Think about the reality of Druid's power shifting to do feral DPS damage. Think about that. Do you want that kind of world? Because if something's too good energy-wise, then you're locked to it. As it is, rogues have the 0.5 set bonus that is like bis until max, just because it gives a little extra energy. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, sure, better energy regen, but it's so hard to balance around that. Because, like, a little bit goes so far for rogues. I was genuinely nervous when I saw the change going through for Vigor to be like, every time you have a poison proc, you get like 5 energy or something. Even then I'm like, oh no, that might be too much. I mean, here's the thing, Sagaball, you're not wrong. There are certain, and I'm just trying to give another perspective, okay? Because I don't even fully disagree with you. What I will say though is that there are some things that are really celebrated in vanilla, and I feel like that's very much part of the vanilla rogue experience. Does that mean it should stay around forever? No. I think it could be tuned down to be in line with other 0.5 tier sets, which is probably what should have happened initially. Sort of like, you know, if you play a warrior on Turtle WoW, I'm sure you know all too well about the realities of your healing flask, how that was nerfed, right? Because clearly the original developers did not really mean for that flask to do that amount of healing. So I think that was a good measure. Now, is the healing flask useless? No, it's still useful, especially when soloing stuff. Like if you're a warrior and you don't have a pocket healer with you, you can still do content. You can pop the flask, you know, go do stuff. Is it enough to just like, you know, when you go to tank Saffron, you're like, healers, you know, throw out some damage first and then you can heal me. Like that's clearly not right. You know what I mean? So I think there's a happy balance, and the reason that I would want the tier 0.5 set to be attenuated down a little bit is mostly because skipping tier 1 and tier 2, it's just kind of silly. Like, enjoy the progression. It's the tier 3 rogue 4-piece bonus that's going to be non-negotiable carry though. Don't you think rogue tier 3 6 and 8-piece bonus? Yeah, well, Kenzo, I will say with some of the scaling increases they've done to make Eviscerate more attractive, it's not the 8-piece isn't as bad, because getting Eviscerates and then having a higher chance of that free crit, it's improved it a little bit. I can't remember all the set bonuses off the top of my head. I don't know if that was the 8 or the 6. I think that's the 8. I don't remember the 6. Is 6 set the one that you heal yourself with? Or is that a threat one? I can't remember. So Sagaball, there were never, from the first plans that were made for alternate tier sets, 2 classes were always planned to be out of that esteemed group getting alternate tier sets, and that was always meant to be hunters and rogues before they pushed it back and put it into the November patch. It was supposed to be out. I think they initially wanted it to be out in like the January patch of 2024. I think they made the right choice and waited to do it with class changes so it could accentuate class changes. But they got so far with class changes and they're like, we didn't really plan the rogue and hunter set. I feel like the hunter set might be more warranted, given the fact that they now have a completely different playstyle with melee. With rogue, there isn't... It's sort of what flavor of damage do you do? I could see there being an argument for another tier set, but I don't think it's necessary. Not as necessary, anyway. Loch Ness, you did miss the news reading. So if you're watching on YouTube, you want to go back and watch it. You can. Although be careful. The Market Watch rendition was pretty rough. Yeah, I think it would be all right. It is weird to have two classes that don't have alternate tier sets. Now, just because, like, you know, they're only DPS, they only have one role. Okay, I get that. I think that's fair. But then, like, Warlocks get one and Mages get one, and you're like, so what happened? Yeah, and I think rogues could still want more, but I don't think rogues are in a bad position after class changes. We're sort of middle of the pack is kind of my vibe. We have new playstyles, and probably, despite my love of rogue tanking, you know, and all the jokes I make about it, I'm really happy that Assassination and Subtlety have, like, actual playstyles. Do I think Subtlety is that great in PvE? I personally think it can be, but in a very narrow kind of set of circumstances. The buffing rogue. I think Assassination's really cool, though. I think that's awesome. I'm all for that one. That one's great. 100%. You know, it's a little bit like the Arms versus Fury for warriors. Because I think Assassination doesn't quite do as much damage as combat does nowadays, but it's like it's a lot closer. And I think there's definitely ways it can pop off. Also, if you're a dagger rogue, it feels way better to exist. Like, rogues got a lot of things that they sorely needed, and a lot of quality of life things they appreciate. So, as far as rogues, they did fine. There's always going to be some pain point, though, right? Mike, fuck up. What? Are you Lizzie Babs? Did you have it muted? Because I'm showing that I'm broadcasting sound. Well, you know, Blessed, I've tried doing it. It sounds half unplugged. Hold on, let me check. You might, so if you hear popping, that might be because of, like, the AI lo-fi music. It might be you. I did check the connection, and yeah, it looks good on my end. Yeah, that's true. The lack of cleave is a problem, I think, for any rogue spec. I mean, rogue's not... It always goes back to, like, were they meant to have a lot of this stuff? And then you give them something, then it feels weird. Because part of what makes vanilla is the class distinction, the class difference. You know, just because a paladin has a bubble, does that mean every class should have a bubble? I think a lot of the classes are out there going, yeah, I would love a bubble. But it's part of what makes them that thing. Should rogues have a cleave? Yeah, I think it would be good. Like, more AoE options. However, their thing, although the damage meters don't show it, should be single target damage. That's it. Yeah, I actually, truth be told, I haven't messed with it that much. I've actually messed way more with subtlety buffing, which I colloquially think is good. But the problem is that I just don't think it's good enough. Exactly, Sagaball. That's why I think pure DPS classes, they should always have a tree that, or they should have like things they can pick that gives them some utility. And, you know, in many respects, assassination was always that tree for rogues, right? With the IEA, with like Blade Flurry, you know, now just Flourish. Like it does like those other kind of pocket things you need, which is still kind of the case, but oh man, Blade's doing keratin. I need to get in game. That's what I need. Hold on, I'm logging in. A talent that gives different bonus effects to your different poisons so you can swap between them to help your team. I would like that too. Honestly, rogues often forget, and I've been guilty of this myself, rogues forget how powerful some of their poisons can be. Because like, what's that one? Mind-numbing poison? The one that slows spell casting down? Rogues forget about it because warlocks are there with Curse of Tongues. But it's just as good. Huh, who would I... I actually know who I'd sign on to. I think Vrograg's somewhere good. Hello, Legolas. Why am I there? I don't know. Urge a team to bring up some changes into the open world for classes to do something like rogues could get some doors to open. I actually have already done. I've already done many things in that respect. Good sir. All right, hold on. Just getting everything set up here. Whoop. Uh-oh. There's a Vrograg. Gameplay? Nice, nice. Where's chat? Chat's down there. Gotta fix chat. And put the chat background up. Boom. We're good. We're golden. And oh no, if I that's right. If I maximize it, it'll go back to my other screen. Do you know if the GCD on Elixir of Poison Resistance Oil of Immolation got changed to 3 seconds by mistake or intentional? I didn't know that was even a thing. Oh, hello, Harvest. Yeah, oh yeah, I had put on my my Sunday best here because I had to wear some I was doing some shots for promotionals for the Pardon the Pummel stuff. Oh. Naked orc. Alright, let's put on my sword DPS set. Boom. Done. It like doubles my health. I mean, when I think about rogue utility, right? You want to be useful for encounters, but a lot of times the only thing we're actually useful for is like the traps in BWL and IEA. There you go. That's it. That's what we contribute, which is fine if like your whole conceit is that like you're a selfish, like the class design is like you're kind of out for yourself. That's fine. But there's so many cool things that rogues can do. Like we have poison making, we have disguise. Do something with that. Also, this is one I've been harping on. Why don't I have a poison pet? And I saw a really good idea for this. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this idea. Imagine going on a quest. And what it would allow you to do is you can do like a specific emote. And I know they have ways to do this in the game. You do a specific emote when you are at an innkeeper. And when you do that emote, when you go to buy stuff from them, rather than having their normal fare, it'll be switched over to a poison vendor shop. So it's like you get like your black market connections. You know what I mean? Like that would be so cool. Something like that. If you're not gonna go for the cash grab. Right, Bless? I saw that. I'm like, that's really good. Yeah. Oh, because like my complaint was that I think I even have it just because I always get turtle coins, right? Because I do like a monthly thing for Turtle WoW, but I have this guy. He's just an ammunition vendor. He's an ammunition vendor and he's a regular vendor, I guess. Yeah, he has everything there. But he also sells arrows and stuff, which is useful. Why can't I have a poison vendor? Hunters have stable guys. What? Come on, help me out here. I don't think it's crazy. I mean, I am not the person to take that up with as far as reduced prices. They never let me, nor do I think they ever will let me know the full financials. I do know it's expensive to do what they're doing. Okay, so I said I wanted to get some arcane essence. There are a couple ways to get arcane essence. I can actually, why don't I be useful for once and actually show you guys a nice way to get arcane essence? If you're a rogue or a druid, you can solo this. Will it work? Maybe not. Yeah, do I have? I'm just gonna just in case I had something. All right. All right, you want to avoid these guys. No big deal. You don't even need stealth to avoid these guys, by the way. So if you just want to kill this pack in here, they do have a 3% chance to drop arcane essence. It's better than 0. All of these guys, they're absolute jokes, though. Like, you can totally take them down. Not a big deal. Oh, you know what? Oh, I was spamming my talk emote. That's bad. I was like, why am I not doing Sinister Strike? I don't know if you guys can see it right here. This is a macro I was using for the photo shoot. See? I was just doing /talk. man. Yeah, there's my Sinister Strike. Also, what spec am I? Oh, I'm in my more defensive combat. Yeah. There we go. Will I get it off? I will. Oh, I didn't get it off. Alright, I haven't got any yet. However, something you should know about these mobs, they drop these really valuable gray items. It's like arcane crystal, like some kind of arcane crystal thing, and condensed mana fragments. They vendor really well. I don't think this is like as good of a farm as other things are necessarily, but it's definitely something I've toyed around with. And you can kick their spells. Now, from here, there's two ways you can go. But if you just want to focus the arcane elementals, you totally can. Now, if you can get like a pocket healer, you can do a lot more than this. I don't want to do multi-boxing while I'm streaming, so. Jakey, I'm tier 3'd out of my mind, pretty much. Ring, Earth Strike, Thunder Fury. Why am I using Maldeath? Iblis. I don't have, I'm not Biss, I'm like near Biss. I think I need a better cape, a better belt, and a better trinket. It's okay. I've played Vrograg for a long time. I put in the work, so thank you, but just like anything in any kind of vanilla WoW, you put in the time, you know, you get the cred. There are padding mobs here. They can be soloed. They're just annoying. I don't always go after them, but you totally can. They're on the drop table for arcane essences. If you're stealth, it's kind of weird. Sometimes they bump into you. Also, keep in mind, there's usually 2 of them. I see they're kind of jokes. I've noticed on Turtle WoW at least, they seem to come in packs of 2. Like there's usually one right after another. It's hard to always pick up on them. Sometimes you see them first, sometimes they see you first. It's not, see look, there's one right there, it just flashed for a second. I can go over here, probably pick them up. No? Alright, I guess he's gone. The elementals, when they see Vrograg coming for their essence, yeah, that's what I'm coming for. So, there's a couple ways you can do these guys here. First off, everyone should know about this trick. If you want to skip this trash. If you're doing the stuff in a full group, it's not a big deal. But if you're trying to sneak around and solo certain things, be advised. What I find useful here, because of the padding ghosts, I'll usually just shoot an... why is that set up like that? What are you? Are you in the gun mode? Speaking of icons, can the shoot icon actually show what it does? Because I look at this, and I assume I have it says shoot bow, right? But the fact that bow, crossbow, and gun all have an arrow, just change that. Is there a potion? I think you could see him with an invisibility potion. Anyway, it was grayed out for no reason at all. So these guys are social with those padding ghosts, so that's just that's why I try to shoot and pull them away a little bit. Yeah, it's a minor thing, but it's also one of those things where it's like, it's minor, but it's just a little quality of life thing that totally would just be nice. Now, sometimes they'll start off by casting a spell real quick. If you are, like, low on health, you can use the wall to draw them in closer. I'm not that worried because I'm, like, got plenty of health. I'm not worried about it. Thank Noses. That's a good name. I like that. Now, when I go to do this guy out here, there's probably going to be a Pat who's going to join me. We'll see what happens. Yeah, see, there's one Spectre right there. Now, if you're a rogue, just pop Blade Flurry when you get buddies. You can pop Evasion if you're worried about getting too much damage. And as always, you always have your I'm good button, which is just vanish. If you're a pickpocketing kind of rogue, these guys, you can pickpocket all of them. You can pickpocket any ghost. You kind of forget that sometimes. There's usually ghosts that will like padding right along here as well. So sometimes if you walk in the middle, you just straight up walk into them. Yep, see there's one. Oh, there's two. Okay, all right. They're just being weird. Roman asks, I am wondering to give Turtle WoW a try. After retail only since 05, would you recommend it for me? I usually, when I have people who ask this question, Roman, my answer is usually the same, which is I usually ask, what are you looking for? Right? Because if you really did play retail for as long as you have, it's going to be tough. It would be a tough transition. By the way, for anyone paying attention to what I'm doing here, this bear here, I don't know why. They might have fixed it. I don't know. But at least like a year ago, from what I remember, he aggroes from like a mile away. So if you're here doing it just for content, if you're here just doing it to try to farm these elementals, just be careful. They will pull from very far away, and you will then have a boss on you if you're not ready. So, yeah, there definitely is a roleplay community, Roman. We have RPGMs who also help set up events. At least on Nordinar, the community is big enough to support plenty of extra people for that kind of stuff. See, here I'm using the wall to get him to come in a little bit. You normally won't get the little bonus padding ghosts here. It's not a big deal, though. They haven't done it yet. They have an ability they sometimes do, which is quite annoying. Where they blink behind you. Just be aware that they can do that. It's not that big of a deal, but if for some reason like they vanish and you haven't killed them, that's what they did. I could probably get one more before pulling the boss. Even that far out, I'm afraid of pulling the boss. I see here I'm using the wall. Oh, I see. I might have got a bonus guy there, actually. No, it looks like I'm good. See, there's that blink maneuver I was telling you guys about. They do that. Just be aware they can. No, 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 no. Did they, Drew? Because I am always terrified of that bear. See, there's one of the padding ghosts. So I might get a bonus guy here. We'll see what happens. Hide behind this pillar. Draw him in. At least, Drew, you can tell them, like, I'm not crazy. He used to, like, pull from, like, a mile away. Oh, Roman, I'm glad to hear you have such good tastes in races to pick. I only play dwarfs or orcs. I mean, what else is there to life? This guy, if for whatever reason you feel like you want to solo him, remember you have to kill the padding these guys, otherwise you'll get all of them. All right, let's see if I can drop down here. Now, if you're a little bit more patient, you can wait for the padding ghosts. It's not that big of a deal, and they just take a while to all pat through. And again, they're pretty easy to kill. If you have the key, or if you're a rogue, you can just lockpick this door. And this little corridor here has 2 padding ghosts. And if you're not careful, they will reveal you when you do not want to be revealed. So it's good just to pick up, try to get both of them if you can, before trying to make it all the way through. Now, I got an Essence of Undeath, which is actually pretty nice, because I can transmute that to Essence of Water. What's best upgrade for Rogue at Vrograg and Hakari offhand? CTS is good for main hand. Maladath is good depending on your damage and weapon skill value. They're going to be hard to get, because every other warrior wants them. But those are ones you can look at. Also, if you're starting to look towards AQ40-ish material, you're gonna probably have some people doing the elemental lords. You can get there's a sword from the lords you can get that's really, really good. It's like Tempest Rage or something. I don't remember the name of it, but you can get that. That would be pretty solid, and probably like around like your like gearing level. These guys can get a little weird with like how they pat, so you know, use distract, you'll be fine. I'm pretty sure even druids can get between this. Now, so here's something that soloing this guy right here, the big arcane torrent guy, not advisable if you're a rogue. Everything else though, you can actually kind of get away with, because these guys only have 1800 health. They're kind of jokes. You pop Blade Flurry, you can burn all of the little guys down, and then you vanish. Now, 1600, you could probably do it anyway if you're kind of tricky and you know, but they do magic damage, which is like a rogue's kryptonite, so just kind of keep that in mind. Again, right over here we have more of these little arcane elemental dudes. These are very, like, same thing as I was doing before. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get one of these packs here. just to show what this is all about. I'm going to vanish out at some point. The big guy does like a cloud ability that you want to get out of. Otherwise, your vanish won't last very long. All right, so here we go. You want to immediately just pop that blade flurry. Pop a little evasion. Trying to kill them all before they kill me. And look, now there's only one guy left, and I vanish. Now say I got 4 mobs right there. These have the same level of arcane essence drop chance as the other guys, so I essentially just killed 4 arcane elementals. I gotta let that guy pad away. Alright. And check out the loot. You can see they actually have the exact same drop table too, because I got more of those arcane crystal things. These now look at this. I have 5 of these. They just vendor. They're just gray items. Vendor for 2 gold. So what you can do, right? If you're just trying to solo this, I don't know what a druid options would be, but you at the very least can get these elementals. And if you're a rogue and you can burst down those small guys and then vanish before things get too hairy, just do that. And then over here, it's a lot more of the same. You're gonna pick them off with a bow, have them run over, and you're gonna beat them up. And they're not that tough. Now, is this really a good way to get arcane essences? It's not the best, I can tell you that much. Oh geez, my mouse went the wrong spot. So it's, yeah, like I was saying, it's not the best way to do it, but it's something you can do solo. Gildock, you're probably right. I think even a enhancement shaman could do it too. Laxelv, thank you. That's a good question. What kind of music do I listen to? Because if I even like utter an artist's name, YouTube will like throw a conniption fit. But so when I am writing, I do a lot of writing, of course. When I'm writing, I try to listen to either some kind of EDM. Well, it's all EDM really. What I do listen to is, oh come on, why didn't that go off? There it is. I don't know if you're aware of a subgenre of vaporwave known as slush wave. It's just like really distorted sounds and stuff. It's not a great way of describing it. That's what I listen to when I write generally. For like personal enjoyment and just like when I just want to listen to music though, I have kind of eclectic taste. It's not like the most wild. I'm not really an audiophile, but I do listen to I'm a sucker for prog rock. Oh, just get back over here. So yeah, I like prog rock, heavy metal, and a lot of EDM as well. And those are kind of like my comfort foods for music generally. And I kind of find it weird that the older I've gotten, I don't know if this is just something that younger people have dealt with more, but because of how music works, seemingly you know less and less about musical artists just because of the way the world works. Like, you listen to something on YouTube, you're not like looking at the artist, you're not buying albums. Like when I was younger, you bought an album, you knew an artist, right? You like invested in them by buying their album. So you would know an artist, but nowadays it's just way different. So like, I guess for me it feels weird to not like have like a bunch of name of artists. Got to be careful here. You want to not pull bonus guys. Sometimes you pull bonus guys. Bonus guys are a problem because those ones that pat around the middle, they can kill you. Do not do those guys unless you have a healer friend. Where'd he go? Oh, there you are. Sorry, I do a thing where I have like I project the screen onto another screen so I can look at chat better, and so I keep losing my mouse. So anyway, that's just be careful when you get that one that's closest. You can just wait for, like, look how big this hole is between these pats. That would be a perfect time to pull them. Yeah, Nazi, yeah. I'm just showing off like a little solo rogue or druid farm you can do. Like anyone can do. Do I have my vanish? My vanish is back up. Beautiful. I can't kill the big torrents, but I could definitely kill the small torrents. I could maybe kill them after I get rid of... So the reason, believe it or not, the reason that's the case, it has more to do with... See, look at that. So, let's go to the combat log. We'll talk about why it's so dangerous to try to kill those things as a rogue specifically. Lightning shield damage. Lightning shield damage. Lightning shield damage. Lightning. If you're a rogue, you know how dangerous on-hit damage effects are to you because you hit a lot. And they keep putting this on, I think. So, again, you might not get all of them. That's okay. It takes longer to do a graveyard walk, so, you know, just do what you can. I had to drink a potion to live that, because for whatever reason, those procs seem to really hit hard sometimes. Make CDs the music medium again. I mean, CDs were good, but I'm not going to try to look at CDs through rose-tinted lenses. They had issues. They degrade, you can scratch them, you know. And what I think should be the bog standard, honestly, is vinyl. And not because I'm some weird guy who's like, ugh, vinyl just sounds better. It doesn't always. Like, whatever. But it's just because you got that big thing with, like, you could have, like, a whole fold out and all this stuff you could look at. That was cool. I wasn't old enough. I'm old, but I'm not old enough to, like, I didn't grow up with vinyl. But I remember my parents talking about vinyl. I thought that was so cool. That you could, like, get stuff like that. Yeah, so the damage they were doing to me, let me just take a look at this. The damage they were doing to me is actually nature damage. Even though they're arcane elementals, they have lightning shield, so arcane resist will not help. A 60 died in Nax? Oh no. Was that in Hard Chores? Hold on. No. Well, maybe they're not in a guild anymore. Maybe they were kicked out. I don't know. I don't recognize the name. Well, okay, so they had to be Inferno. Oh. Thank you for the follow, Frizia. That's okay. Something's weird about that. So they're a level 60 orc hunter, and they died in Nax. I did a who on them. They're not in a guild that I can see. And they didn't get the Inferno mode read, which you normally get when you start Inferno mode. So you can only be 60 and Inferno mode as a mortal. So something's weird. Oh, Nazi, that's true, but I don't think you're guild kicked from Hard Chores. Hard Chores is a voluntary guild. Also, there is no such thing as the Still Alive guild. There's a Still Alive chat, but there's no guild you're automatically thrown into. Tim S., how is PvP in Turtle WoW? I'm probably not the best person to ask, just because I don't really do PvP. I've heard mixed things. I would say it's probably not their biggest focus. Oh, do I have... my Vanish isn't up yet. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, PvP... I would feel like the people that I know that enjoy PvP just enjoy it for the sake of enjoying it. You know, like I said, I'm not really the best person to ask about this. That's true, Laxelf. I think they've put things in the system to make that slightly tougher and slightly less successful, but it does happen. I know it does. I know it happens a ton. Yeah, that's kind of the strength of Turtle WoW, is that community generated things generally turn out great because people that are involved in them just want to do the thing. So if there's people who are like, hey, we're doing like some kind of a fight thing in Gurubashi, people show up and have a good time. But if you're talking about, like, you know, you want to do sweaty ranking and stuff, it's, you know, I don't know if it's really the vibe. Although they do have some ranking improvements in that your rank doesn't decay immediately. So that's nice. As I understand it. Did I get one? No, I got a buckler or something. What was that? Yeah, just a weird visual artifact. I thought I got something. I didn't. Sad story. Okay, Arcane Torrent is right there. I can probably try to kill a few of these guys. Again, gotta be careful. Oh, I only killed one. Oh well. Oh well. It's okay. I definitely... So, when I would... legally, by the way, dual box... I would bring Obomsawin with me, and I would clear out this entire room, because I can totally do that with the two of them. I gotta get this last guy, but I have to wait for these pats to go away. Oh, geez, look how long they're taking. Oh, see, now that is very bad what happened right there. And I don't have a Vanish. Well, it's been good knowing you guys. I mean, I'll go out fighting, don't get me wrong, but... Okay, well, I hate all of you. I was trying to be careful. I get distracted so easily. I would win them if I didn't get pushed into another pack. Look at them. Look at them. Just, they're teabagging me. What assholes. Yeah, I'm always down for new ideas for PvP. I'm always down for that. I think there's lots of cool stuff that can be done with PvP still. Just throw stuff at the wall, honestly. I think the PvP community is so starved for attention that they'll take anything. I mean, they'll still whine about it and say something's unfair, but, you know. I think new objectives and stuff is cool. I know there was talk about some development of like some open world PvP things going on that would give out like world buffs. I haven't heard much about that. I don't know when that's supposed to come out, but last I heard it was still like an in development kind of thing. Nazi, I haven't heard many people speak very highly of Sunnyglade Valley. Again, not a Battleground enjoyer myself. I played it and I'm like, oh, this is all right. I know some people don't care for it and some people do like it. They've done a lot of improvements to kind of tweak it because that's a fully custom Battleground. It's like AV except it doesn't suck ass. Bold. How many people have war mode on the RP server? I don't know if they have stats on that. I would say probably play Intelibim if you already have characters over there, honestly. No joke. Like, they have a good community over there too. And I strongly encourage the killing of war modes. And I'm not saying kill them in like a really griefy, campy kind of way. I mean, just kill them. If you see one, kill one. And if they have the gall to whine at you, be like, oh, why'd you do that? Be like, well, it's a consequence. You want to be war mode and you didn't want to get ganked. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's part of the game. You want that sweet, sweet XP bonus so you can rush through all the content and not enjoy anything that the community and the developers have made over time. That's fine. Enjoy your graveyard walk. All right, I think I'm gonna reset here. So anyway, that's the gist, right? You can kill all those guys. It's not that difficult. No, Haxer, it's not a villain thing. It's me encouraging engaging in PvP. If someone's flagged and you don't normally flag up and they're a war mode player, I say that means they are actively and enthusiastically inviting you to kill them. That's all. I almost wanted to add it into the news somewhere that I remember reading something, I think it might have been by Jamie, who mentioned that war mode was always supposed to give you a small, like, honor bonus, and it never did. It never worked, and, like, no one, maybe someone mentioned it and it just got lost to time, and then, like, Jamie, like, brought it up, is like, so this never worked. We're not gonna fix it? I would say no. So Sagaball, again, Arcane Resist is not going to help because, so this was arcane damage, but this was nature damage. This was nature damage. The chain lightning is nature damage. So you need a bunch of nature and arcane. The things that are hitting me here for arcane are actually that extra guy I pulled, who was like pushing me back. He, like, if you want to kill those guys, you can probably get away with it, but you still need to get your back to a wall because the pushback will still happen, I believe, even if you get a resist. Yeah. But the little tornado guys, they only do nature damage, I think. Although I do, actually, truth be told, I actually have a good amount of nature damage. I still think the damage goes through, though. If you hit someone... Oh boy, now I'm kind of curious. Because I have a nature resist set from like back when I progged AQ40. I don't know if it would make a difference. It might on the bigger guy, but the other ones, I think you just take flat damage when you hit something. I don't know if that could be resisted. We've killed people that were ice blocked before. What? I need to let Mandalore out. I'll be right back. Thank you. I did have it muted. Sorry. I'm just saving you from hearing Mandalore meow a bunch. So, that wasn't the best example of a farm, necessarily. But, repair all that gear. But look at this. Selling that, I'm up 7 gold. After I repaired for 2 gold, so I made about 9 just from killing those guys. It's not bad. And if you want to get arcane essences, it's good. If we look at the market too, right now, what's arcane essence going for? $16 gold. If you now, do you get one? Is like the tough thing, right? It's like, can you get one? What's the cheapest they're going for? Yeah, so yeah, they're pretty much going for roundabout high 16 at their cheapest, mind you. Why would warlocks thrive here? I don't. Oh yeah, they can banish. These are all elementals. I almost guarantee you, Obamswin could solo a lot of this. In her stupid enhancement set. Yeah, I mean, it would be really tedious, but you could totally do it. Yeah, and I also need to find a way to get a bunch of mooncloth, because even though I have enough mooncloth for arcane resistance set, my raid leader needed me to bring a mage, so I brought my trash mage, and I got a bunch of tier 3. Now I need even more mooncloth for a bunch of tier 3 tokens. I mean, I have the money, it's just I don't want to spend it. I'll kill the guys in here just because I'm here. Also, the ghosts in that middle area, they're legit. Do not do them without a decent group. They will always mess you up. I could barely handle doing 3 of them with 2 characters who are like Biss. I don't know what it is about them, but they just made them built different. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you see that? We got one. We got one. They do exist. None right now, Sagaball, because most of it's crafted, so I'm just gathering all the crafting stuff I need. So technically none. I have most of the materials to make it, though. I'm planning on bringing my elemental shaman to Kara 40, of course. Oh, we got a buddy. Yay, Blade Flurry. Another arcane essence. That was almost back to back. Guys, it's not hard. No, Nazi, I'm gonna be using as an elemental. I'm just gonna be using the cloth set because the male set doesn't have spell damage, so I have to use the cloth set pretty much if I want to do. Oh, does it? Okay, I honestly just knew because Murog's like a tailor with no compare, so. When I'm like, hey, like, what's the arcane set look like for cloth? Because I generally that's how it's always worked for like the nature resist set. For male, it's all there's no spellcasting stuff in leather either. I do have the blue dragon scale set. I doubt that's what you're asking about. And even if I did use that, I think the full set amounts to like 25 arcane resist. It's not enough to move the needle. It's crafted from the blue pants. If only there was an easy way to look at all this stuff, but no, database has got to be not updated. Hold on, Atlas loot. All right, let's collections. No, crafting. So, oh crap, is first I'm gonna look at tailoring. And it's not dream thread. Oh, is it in here? Please tell me it's in here. It's not in here. It should be updated. Storm scale leggings, look them up. All right, I'll look them up. Hold on. Let me take everyone else on a journey with me. All right. Turtle. Well. Okay, don't do that one. Fine. Okay, way too big. That's all right. Okay, so I'm looking for storm scale. Storm scale. Leggings, okay. 15, that's actually pretty good. Yeah. Okay, what's it need? Oh no. No. 40 blue dragon scale, 12 essence of air. All right. I can do cured rugged hide. Oh, I can make these. I can make blue dragon scale. You have to make blue dragon scale, and you have to get more blue dragon scale. This is actually kind of doable, and actually that's pretty good. Thanks for the tip. Yeah. I mean, they're male, so it's pretty much just elemental shamans using them. Yeah, that's true. So for anyone curious, the blue dragon scale set also has arcane resistance, but like, look at the difference here. It has 8 more spell power. It has 1 more crit, and it reduces the cost of my nature spells, which is kind of wild. I did actually think about making a blue dragon scale set, but outside of the pants, most of the other pieces don't have that much resistance, so I was just like, eh. Yeah, that's actually true. They do seem pretty good. What was the name of the actual set, though? The cloth set. Someone said ethereal. I'm gonna look that up. Ethereal. Nope. Cosmic, yes. And I think it looks pretty cool too. It's like all purple. Yeah, it's not in yet. Huh. Because I've only seen the cloth one posted and the leather one posted. The leather exclusively seemed like melee DPS. The cloth one looked like it was for casters. I don't know what the mail and the plate would be. I'm assuming plate would almost overwhelmingly be for warriors. I could see mail being for shamans and paladins, so maybe, but... Tanks for plate. So bear druid's just GG. Oh, his healing, interesting. Oh yeah, so then it is for paladins and shamans, so that they can heal. But that's like kind of like one of my difficulties here is that like I can't look up this stuff. I've just been gathering that stuff for reasons, just to work on getting a set. Why is the scarab market so crazy right now? Probably because there's not a lot of people doing that content. So what happens is guilds generally keep the scarabs, and then they don't put them on the auction house. And then so just people that run groups put them on the auction house and then charge outrageous prices. Oh, sorry, I covered that up. I didn't even see who that was. No, we'll never know. Sorry, Buzztronic, thank you for the follow. Hello! Maybe I should get started on skinning up all those blue dragons. Oh, Bomb Swing can definitely solo those dragons. I just have to get her to Winter Spring. But I mean, I could kill listen. The Arcane Essence. I mean, do you know how many blue dragon scales I could buy with some of that? With some of those Arcane Essences? Also, I can help other people in my guild too, if I get some extras. I'll try to show off just killing the padding ghosts here. I'll just stand here like I'm working the street. See, they come to you. It's great. I think they're trying to dispel me, which I think is funny. And you go back on the street. I had this guy marked as X, and I don't know why. Isn't that like a keybind for me? I marked him X, and I don't know why it's like that. I just saw like a red dot moving. I'm like, what's going on? Come on. Come on, ghosts. See, look, there's one coming just this way. There it is. What? Hello? What was that? He like appeared in my face and like went away. All right, the other guy's got to come too. He's got to be here soon. There it is. Look at them try to dispel me. Nah, I live this one. Nice try. I got some rune cloth, which is perfect. That way I can make some bandages. Oh, I got a feeling. We're good. I think in total there is 8 pats. I could be wrong. I think there's 8. I counted one time. I'm pretty sure it's 8. I've only killed 3. Where's the rest of them? I think they make a full circuit too. I'm just gonna start spamming 3, which is my cheap shot. Come on, where are you? It didn't work. Look at this, line up for another. Oh, I got an Eidolon Talisman. Now, Eidolon Talisman is something that I believe can be used for shadow resistance. What it's more popularly used for is making large brilliant shards. So I just got a large brilliant shard. See one of these? 15 shadow resist. I think like you can use this. It's a decent warlock tank for twins setup. And Sylvish, don't gotta worry about stuff being off topic. I'm just chatting and BSing. Well, so with any luck, with the patch coming, their database will be updated. There's still plenty of other information out there that I really wish was available because it's just hard to find some stuff. Sometimes I think it's a good thing because then it makes the community rely on each other for information, which is good in many ways. Other times it's just frustrating. You gotta take the good with the bad. What is the add-on that shows disenchant? That's I think that's an aux add-on, but it has a plugin to work with PFUI. Drew, I believe that is the case. Yeah, if you do a faction swap, you will get the reverse faction. Yes, that is good. We only have, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6. So there's 2 more out there, I think. I haven't seen them. Yeah, I can take a look at my add-ons. Let's see. I'm trying to think, is it... I'm pretty sure it's just aux, but... Make sure it's nothing else. Yeah, that's gotta be it. I'm almost positive that's the one, though. And so, like, what it does is I can tell PFUI, like, hey, like, show, like, disenchant info. It's nice. Hello, Schmutz BOTL. How's it going? Oh, geez, I just popped out of stealth for no reason. Yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Drew. That is exactly how you do it. I just, when you said that, I'm like, oh, yes. I'll show it here in a second. AUX. I know you guys can't see this. Yes, it is AUX. So if you have aux installed and you do /AUX, it will give you options for tooltips. That's how you enable it. You made a scale? Oh, that's right. I forgot we were I was trying to make icons for stuff. You can just DM to me in Discord. I can take a look. I could show you guys a little sneak peek of some of the stuff I've been working on. All right. Yeah, no problem, Colin. Let me see if I can. Oh, that's right. I never really had a good way to show this. I think I was doing it by like showing my top screen. I think that's what I was doing. All right, let me clean up the rest of these arcane elementals, and then we'll take a look at that. Schmutz, it's just at Vrograg. That is actually my Discord. Also, if you search for at Vrograg in the Turtlewood Discord, you definitely will find me. I'm all over that place. As the kids would say, I'm chronically online. Fiending for the weekly notes. Are they not out yet? I thought they would have been out. Come on, let's get a fat eviscerate. Come on, a real big one. 1800 on eviscerate. Let's go. Was that another one? No, that was not a one. I got a lockbox. Hey, that's, well, when you're a rogue. I don't know I am not the person who's gonna know what a kid saying is, though. If anything, Drew. Hello, Onega. Yeah, I don't have a kid. I don't have kids. Oh, wait. Oh, that was the last one. He's going this way. We'll cut him off at the pass. Look. Oh, geez. Wait, did one skeleton come over? Is that even possible? What is going on? Oh no, he had the cadaverous worms. That don't drop grave moss. Also, these guys can be tough if you don't have any real AoE, by the way. Ask me how I know. Hold on, let me get to a safe spot here, and I'll see about swapping over so we can take a look at some of the icons. I'm excited about them. Can I go back the other way? Is there go? Can you go back? Look, everyone, look over there. Whee! I can only go up this way. Interesting. Okay. I should be safe up here. All right. I can bring back the news desk. If I do that, then I got to get rid of the black background for WoW chat. And you guys are just seeing nothing but the... There you go. We're back here, but I'm going to bring up something new for all of you to enjoy. If you're Haxer, you've seen all of these, maybe. Yeah, Haxer's really busy. I don't want to bother him. But I at least know people on the team have seen these. I haven't been yelled and chased out of town yet, so that's a good sign. I gotta get to them first. Trying to get them all set up into a nice little slideshow. Just bear with me a moment. Haxer, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so this one I didn't assign to anything. I just made it. It's literally just tea with sugar, but I made it brown. So one thing I also tried to do as part of the icon project is I just tried to throw out stuff that like, hey, this could be an icon for something new you use. Don't use old icons and confuse players. Use new ones, right? So that was part of this idea here. I was heavily inspired by... Oh, is there a hotkey for this? If I just do plus, would that work? Oh, geez. Okay, we'll do this, but I still want to... Oh, Control Plus does it. Okay, great. So this one was heavily inspired by a submission by Riddle, of all people. I actually hand did this one, so it can look like a turtle scale. I thought this one came out all right. Like, obviously, you don't normally look at them this close, but... I believe this is one I set up to be green dragon scale. So a lot of the jujus I set just like, hey, just keep them the way they are. Because jujus are like buffs, and there's add-ons that will detect buffs, and they do that by looking for icon art. And I didn't want to confuse people that have nothing to do with leatherworking. Or like, you know what I mean? People have way more interaction with Juju than they do with like a green dragon scale. You know what I'm saying? So most of like the way that I try to approach is like I wanted to confuse the least amount of people because you might be confused by this, and that's completely fine. This is what I had for red dragon scale. Really, there's nothing too crazy about this. Most of these are scales, but that was brought up on one of the last streams where people were like, it'd be nice if we had more scales because they all stink. They were right. I believe this is blue dragon scale. I mean, like, it's easy. I don't remember if this is black dragon scale or if it's something else. I have not seen anything about balance patch before. I would assume it would happen before patch if they have stuff to roll. Like, the balance patch should come out with it, but I don't know if they've published anything about it. This is the one I'm actually kind of proud of. This is the one I submitted to become Onyxia scale. I mean, I don't know. I just think it looks cool. Yeah, I can't remember, Drew. I don't know what they were doing with it. This one, super niche. However, this is the charged Onyxia scale. If you've done the Onyxia scale cloak thing, I always thought it was annoying that you had this. Oh, sorry, you would have a black dragon scale, which didn't change at all when you charged it. I'm like, well, like, you know, show like some fiery goodness in there. And the way I made this, I actually found a picture of magma. I like cropped it and then I put it as like a transparency over the black part. This probably won't. This might not make it in. It's not a big deal, but I just thought it was a nice way of visually showing you have a charged Onyxia scale. This one I think is meant to be a... This is a solithid scale. There's a couple solithid scales I put in there. Because same thing with other scales. Yeah, I think this is also another solithid scale. I tried to keep that nice purple coloring that they had throughout a lot of solithid stuff. What did I use this one for? Maybe staring at it will tell me. If I stare at it hard enough. Hold on, I have the list here. Let's see, that's going to be 28. That is meant... So, if you use Jujus, you might be aware that there are two that look identical. Juju Escape and Juju Flurry. Juju Escape is kind of niche. It just gives you dodge bonus, which can be useful. However, it's used way less than Juju Flurry, which gives melee haste. So this, I hope, to make Juju dodge, the dodge one. So I just colored it yellow. I don't know why this one suddenly became big, but hold on. I'm just going to keep the list open for the ones I don't remember. 29. That's going to be Broken Solithid Chitin. It's all right. That is 30. So that's this is a healthy dragon scale. This is 31. This is one that actually, believe it or not, took me a lot of time. And I only say that because it's brilliant chromatic scale. And I so badly wanted to make like a rainbow colored scale and I could not get it to look decent. So what I actually did was I took a pic. I looked at what is? Hold on. Let me ask. What is the name of Ren's mount in Ubers? Gith. Perfect. Okay, hold on. Let me find a picture of Gith. Okay. So, Gith is in fact a what's a good way of doing this? Gith is a chromatic dragon. Do you see the magenta scales? Do you notice the attention to detail? Also, I couldn't figure out rainbow, so this is what you get. So that's why it looks this color. Because I'm like, oh, the dragons were like kind of magenta. Anyway, I hope everyone follows my logic on that one. And if you fought Gith as a spellcaster, it's not fun. You just get everything resisted. This one I remember. This is like Worn Dragon scale. I wanted a way to show like it kind of like faded and got crappy, so I just kind of made it like a little brown. That's the whole story on that one. And oh geez, hold on. Oh right, I didn't actually put an icon for this one. So every now and then, what I will do is, if I find there's a pre-existing icon that is perfect for what I'm looking for, why make an icon if it already exists in game? I want to show you what I used, because Nordinar Herbal Tea and Thistle Tea had the same icons. Let me see if let me grab this. Let's go history, and then search in history. It's gonna be like INV drink underscore milk 5. Is this it? No. It's I'll remember. It's water skin. INV underscore drink water skin. Yes, it's this one. No, I want the actual. Here it is. Okay, sorry. Took me a second. I know that's not a huge icon to look at, but so it's green. You and I both know you're not drinking tea mid-raid that's in like an open mug, so like it's a water skin. This, according to my research, is used nowhere. It's used nowhere in anything. It's just there. There are several water skin. There's like a red. There's like the green. There's red, green, and blue, and each one of them has like an empty icon as well. But for some reason, no one, like, it's in the game, but it's just not used. I even checked on the talent builder. So the way I do this is talent builder, and then all I'll do is I'll just go new tree, and this is how I can search their database for icons. So I do what was it, drink water skin? So see, this tells me that it is actually in their database, it's in their client, but it's not used for anything. There's a purple. It's red, blue, green, brown, and purple. I could have used any of these, but green felt appropriate since it was Nordinar Tea. No, I use Brave Buzztronic. Oh, herbal tea. Hold on, wait. I saw a question. I don't think I understood the answer. So herbal tea, tea with sugar, and thistle tea are finally going to be different. So herbal tea, I believe, will just be the same. There's no other icon I know of that uses the tea with sugar. We can check. That isn't one that seemed to me to be a pain point, if I'm being honest, though. Let me see here. So we go to tea. No, actually, I can do it this way. Oh, no, I can't. Tea with sugar. Wow. Classic. This should bring... They have a Wowhead? Alright, I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Turtle. Tea with sugar. Did not spell sugar right. So I can just go right to Wowhead from here. Okay. So you click on the actual icon name, and it'll show you everything else that uses it. The only thing I see here is Goldthorn tea, which is super niche. No one really uses it. Technically, I could throw another icon on, but we're good. I don't know. When you said herbal tea, I don't know what you might have been thinking of. The only teas I'm aware of is Nordinar herbal tea, which uses the thistle tea icon. Thistle tea, which uses the thistle tea icon. I'm trying to think of any other tea that might exist. But the green garden tea? I could check that. I don't know if that's a thing. Green garden? I have never heard of this. Is this in Turtle WoW? No, I don't want that. Green garden. Oh, okay, it's a thing. It might already be gone. Didn't know this. I didn't know this existed. Is Greater Healthstone considered permanent item enhancements? I think it's a consumable, no? Green leaf. You know, why don't we just look at all the teas? That was a bad idea, what I just wrote. Green leaf? No, there's no green leaf tea. Mr. T. Yeah, no, Mr. T. That's the one. Guys, Mr. T. We got it. We figured it out. I have a lot. Hold on. Mr. T? No, nothing. Nothing in the database, guys. I'm sorry. All right. I need to wrap things up here. I have more of this ahead of me. But I also, Murag's going to be home soon. I'm going to get things ready for her to get home and enjoy dinner and relax a little bit. Hope everyone had a fun stream. If you didn't catch the news, I hope you at least found some of the information here about getting arcane essences in Dire Mall West. It was informational and helpful. Trying to think. I don't think I have anything too crazy on the docket. I did make a mention about me working on something about Turtle 2.0. It's essentially meant to be like a progress report, but Scenarius is working with me to kind of make maybe like a visual aid or like a spreadsheet to look at to sort of see what is done and what isn't done on the project. And hopefully I'll be able to share some of that with you guys, as I know a lot of people are really curious about it, and as am I. Pretty much if I'm curious about it, I assume there's someone else out there curious about it. So hopefully I'll have more information about that. Yeah, I think that's all I got for now. Yeah, so Raukangren, that was Raukangren. I want to show you something real quick before I wrap up. I have to find where did I put it? No, not that one. That's not what I'm showing you. Oh, that's not what I'm showing you either. Where did it go? Nope, that's not what I'm showing you. Hold on. Any second now, I'll get the thing I'm trying to show you. Here's the thing I'm trying to show you. All right, you see this? This is the spreadsheet of every icon differentiation or new icon that needs to be put in the game that I've painstakingly put together. What are the first 2 entries, Raukangren? What are the first 2 entries? I guarantee you that was job number 1. Flask of the Titans and Lips do not need the same icon. I got you. I got you. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right. Why did you get bigger? You're not supposed to be bigger. You're supposed to be like that. Okay. Okay. Well, everybody, it's been splendid hanging with you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I always look forward to these. Everybody take care of yourself. If I don't see you before the patch drops, enjoy the patch. Take care of one another. Take care of yourself. And as always, remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge. Oh, you want to say hi? You don't want to say hi. No, you want food. Mandalore says hi, though, I think. Bye, guys.